Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock on Sunday the 15th of August. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Here we are down on the land, bit of a damp start this morning. You can see the grass that I didn't cut yesterday, just up here by the car. It is quite high now. It does desperately need doing. This patch for some reason just always shoots up so tall. Anyway, whatever. I'm guessing we might not get it done today. I guess a couple of hours maybe, see if it dries out. Not that I'm short of things to do. I would like to get inside the beehive as well if it doesn't rain, but we'll see, I guess, as we go through the day. It's not too cold, and we didn't have lots of rain as promised. When I looked out the window this morning at the house, nothing. And as I just started driving into the village here, I started to see a wet road. So we have had something here, but I don't think it's been an awful lot. I guess we'll find out when I look at the IBC tanks shortly. Anyway, let me get opened up, and I'll keep you posted with whatever it is we do get up to as we go through the day. Well, first things first, as usual, sort the chickens out. Oh, cockerel. He does like telling them where to eat and where not to eat. I don't think we're going to see anything in the coop today. So I cleared out yesterday, but you never know. I'll be stunned if there is. Nothing. Nah, nothing. Food and water's okay. Very good. In that case, let's get myself in and get a coffee. Oh, before I forget, I'll take a quick look at the new tanks. Now you can't see because the wood's in the way, but they are level. And what have we got here? We've got 350-ish litres, so it's put on about 40-50 litres, which is not a lot, but then we didn't really have any big rain. It is spitting, you can feel it in the air, just that very light drizzle. And we have got cloud pretty much all the way around. I just wish it would make its mind up. It's going to rain. If it's going to be sunny, be sunny, but just don't be this halfway nonsense. Anyway, let's get myself in, get the coffee. We'll see what we can get done. Well, it's Sunday. The days do just fly by, so get on quickly. I'm not quite sure what's going on out there with the weather. I had nothing at home, and I live, I don't know, 6 miles away, if that. And as I drove into the village, I saw the roads starting to get wet, so we've clearly had some rain here overnight. I did wipe my hand on the grass this morning. It is sopping wet, but it's not squelchy underfoot, if that makes sense. So we've not had that much. It's dropped about 40 litres, maybe a little bit over 40 litres into those new tanks, which I'm grateful for, because that also means there'll be another 40 litres in those big 1,000-litre tanks. And I have been using an awful lot of water. If I can, I'll get some more of those tanks, but they're hard to come by, and they're not cheap. You can get loads of used ones that have had all kinds of petroleum products, chemical products in them, but you don't want that. But I'll keep an eye out still, and as and when I see them, I'll get them, because given the weather that we've had this year, and indeed last year, you can't depend on the rain falling when you want it to. I've had no end of struggle this year with keeping on top of the watering, so it does kind of reinforce the point about trying to be self-sufficient in water. And I'm not in a bad position, to be fair. Once I get a decent downpour, those tanks will be full. And it's inevitable at some point we will. It's not been coming when I wanted it to. Plus, of course, my saga of the tank fittings has not helped to get the new tanks filled up. They would have been had I had the fittings, but hey, it's life, isn't it? I just got all excited there. I saw a glimmer of sunshine peeking in the garden room. I suspect that's a bluff, but we'll find out, I guess, as we go through the day. I have got a few bits and pieces I want to do today. I've got a couple of boxes that I didn't have time to open up yesterday, so I'll share those with you. Again, that's connected with forward planning for the garden, but I'll explain once I open those up. I'm going to open up the old wood pile. I feel fairly sure that I've got some offcuts of the feather edge board that I've used throughout the cabin and the chicken coop builds. Now, I did use an awful lot when I got the chicken coop, so I don't know whether I'm kidding myself thinking that I've got some in there or not, but I'm going to open that up and have a little look, because if I have, that'll come in for lining the outside of those new water tanks, that new cabinet that I constructed yesterday, and it'll save me a little bit of back break breaking down pallets. On the subject of pallets, I got an early comment on yesterday's video with a bit of a top tip. You'll have to forgive me, my mind has gone a blank. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Dana, I'm not sure. So apologies if I've not remembered. But yeah, bit of a top tip on using a scissor jack that you have for your car, changing your tyre on your car, and popping that in the gap between the pallets, top and bottom, and then using it to force open the nails that hold the boards on. Because when people make pallets, they don't want them to come apart. And they use these like serrated almost nails that once they're in, and you're extremely lucky if you can get the odd one or two out. I've always struggled, and you end up breaking the wooden lats on the pallet. So I'm pretty sure I've got one kicking around somewhere. I know I've got a bottle jack, but I'm fairly sure somewhere I've got a scissor jack. So I might give that a go and just see how that works or doesn't work. But thank you for the tip, and thank you for all your comments. I do read every single one of them, and I do try to reply, or at least give a little thumbs up on every single one, because you've taken the time and effort to comment, and your comments don't just help me, they help everybody else that's viewing the videos and that runs through the comments. So please do keep them coming, and thank you again for those. Anyway, I need to get this coffee down me. I've got to dig out the wood pile, and I'm still praying that the wind dries out the grass so I can get a bit more done around that entranceway, because it is getting really long up there. And even if I can just get that little patch done, I'll be kind of content in my own mind. The rest of it is not doing too bad in terms of getting too large and out of control. If the rain holds off, it is slightly drizzling, but if the rain holds off, I'll also take a quick peek inside the beehive. So bear with me, I'll try and get as much as I can on camera, and weather dependent, of course, depends on how much progress I do make today, but any progress is good progress. whatever you're doing, wherever you are, hope you are staying safe and well and enjoying your weekend. And I'll catch up with you as we go through the video. Well, I've got a few bits and pieces to unbox today, so I'll just pop this tripod on the workbench and we'll run through those. Well, first and foremost, I've been talking about this for ages. You might remember I was talking about heating in the garden room or the polytunnel, and I've always been wary of naked flames. I have toyed with the idea of using the diesel heater, but having that on a timer, I don't know. So I bought the bullets, or I bit the bullets, and bought myself one of these paraffin heaters. So let's get rid of the box. It's quite a sizable heater. It's 4.5 litres fuel capacity. You can get them with like a little kind of tower effect coming off, but I don't really see the value in that. It's got this little 1/2-inch wick. Simply move it up and down. So I'm going to fill that up and we'll give it a little test drive in the garden room. Got some spare wicks. An Xbox is connected to that. That's the chicken's greenery. They'll be pacing around wanting that. Nothing exciting in this box. But it is connected with the paraffin heater. I am very nervous, probably too nervous, if there is such a thing. So I've just got myself a couple of these galvanised buckets, and the idea is that the paraffin heater just sits inside this. I'll fill it full of sand, that if there are any leaks, I know it's not going to go anywhere except in the bucket. So again, we'll give that a little bit of a test drive and I'll show you once it's up and running. Well, I've filled up the paraffin heater. Criticisms: this little plastic bung for the fuel filler hole, that's not a great design. I'm not an engineer, but I would have thought it would be something a bit more substantial than a plastic bung. Let's take a little look and see. Oh, we've got flame, so that's good. It is smoking a bit though. I'm guessing that's because it's burning off the top of the wick because it's new. So I think I'll just leave that to burn off for a little while and then see how we are with smoke. That's better. I've turned it down as far as I dare turn it. But yeah, I think that's because there's a lot of wick at the top and it's just burning the wick rather than the edge of the wick and the fuel. I think as that starts charring at the end of the wick, it'll subside. It's a big flame though. There we go. I mean, that's literally right on the edge there. So yeah, theory is you simply pop that over and it locks itself into place. Yeah, there we go. I am still nervous though about naked flames. I really am. But inside the bucket, it should be okay. I mean, even here, really, on this slab floor, unless the whole tank ruptured, anything that's spilled on here wouldn't go any further. I'm just nervous about naked flames unattended, and that's a good thing. So yeah, there is still a bit of smoke coming off there. I'll just give it a few minutes to burn itself down, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully that black smoke will subside. Well, it's a bit too wet right now, but I'll just warm up the little red tractor, and while I'm busying myself with the wood pile, we'll see if it dries out or not. Hopefully it will. Well, slowly but surely filling in the sides of the water tank, just using these offcuts that I had left over from other little construction projects, and to be fair, they just fit nicely into the gaps. So I'll keep plugging away, and you'll see hopefully a bit more progress later on. Well, that's the last piece boxed in, so we're covered all the way around now. Got to figure out how to put a lid on it, but I'll worry about that another day. Really pleased with progress. Okay, so what do you think? It's not too shabby to say that it's only one coat. Not too bad at all. Matches the garden room. It will need a second coat probably, but Not this weekend, obviously. But to be fair, for something out of scrap wood, I don't think it's turned out too badly. Not at all. This rain doesn't know what to do. It keeps bluffing. A little bit spit with rain, and then it stops. Then every now and again you get a little tiny peak of sunshine, and then it starts drizzling with rain again. Hey ho. Anyway, that's that good job done. I need to get tidied up a little bit, and this wind, I'm hoping, has dried out the grass at the top of the field, so fingers crossed, I'll give it a test. You never know, I might just be able to get it done. Well, it wouldn't be the weekend without the chickens' greenery. They don't know where to go. There's that much of it. Ah dear, they are funny chickens. They do enjoy the greenery at the weekends. Well, I've got the entranceway down, and I've got all the way around this top end of the field by the roadside. That's all down now. That was very, very wet. I've had to stop loads of times to unclog the basket in the back of the mower. But it's all down and looking very nice. Still got all this this area here to do. You can see how long it is here. I mean, there's a huge difference there. I'm just looking at the time though. I don't think I'll have time to get that done, because it's not a quick job, that. It doesn't look like a big piece, but it is. Anyway, let me get this basket of grass emptied and I'll see how we get on. Well, I just couldn't resist going round this area around the aggregate pile, or where the aggregate pile used to be. It's been a real chew because it's been really long and wet, but Little Red Tractor's soldiered on and got it down. I've had a couple of close encounters of the rosebush kind. This bloody big rosebush here, it gets me every single time I come through. Was really, really long here, but now it's down, looking nice. All this top end of the field is done, so it's been a little bit later than I had wanted it to be, but it's worth it, it's done. So all that remains is this centre section, which is always a bit of a pain because of all the trees, and the area down the northern edge of the field where the bees are. But to be fair, that's not too long, and I'll leave that. They can have all that clover to feed on. If the weather stays fine, I'll try and get that centre section down at some point next weekend. But for now, I'm going to empty the grass bag, and it's time to get tidied up and away. The day's gone already. It just does fly by. Well, that's it for another day and another weekend. Everything's locked away. How's that water tank looking now, eh? It's been a bit of a pull getting that done today, but it's looking good. So that's it for another day and another weekend. Managed to keep the rain off. It just keeps spitting a little bit, but thankfully it's not come down heavy, and I've been able to get some good progress done, not just with that IBC tank cabinet, but also with the grass. So another weekend. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, staying safe and well. But that's it for me today. I'll catch you all in the next video.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. How's the water tank cabinet looking? It was a bit of a struggle getting that done today, but it's up and it's painted, which is an even bigger bonus, I guess. How's your weekend going? What are you up to? And what's happening in your garden? Let me know in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.